What up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with some hot topics, you guys. So these are going to be the week's hottest topics for the week of July the 23rd through July 29th. Can you guys believe it? We're at the end of the month, so we are getting ready to go into August. Wow, the year has literally gone by. But these are going to be the hot topics. So before we go ahead and just get into the topics, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that, you guys, without further ado, let us discuss what is hot and what is trending for this week, shall we? All right, guys. So honestly, not a lot has happened this week, so it's not gonna be. I don't. It's probably gonna be long, but it's just not a lot that happened that I noticed that I want to talk about. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to do a follow-up story on Sheree and Martell Holt. So, before I started recording this, I actually let's start up with what happened earlier this week. So, it was Tuesday. I had jury duty, so I didn't have to go to work Tuesday. So I still woke up early Tuesday, and I just happened to open up my phone. I got on Instagram, and OMFG Reality, TMZ, everybody had posted this clip of Sheree. So TMZ had caught up with Sheree, and they were, questioning, asking Sheree, like, hey, so, word on the street is that you are dating Love and Marriage Huntsville star Martell Holt. She said, yes, that she and Martell have been dating for about 2 months now. And, he's met some of her friends and family, and she's met his family. She's met the kids. I was like, wow, 2 months. That's really fast to meet somebody's family. Like, I don't think I would introduce my kids to someone not saying that they just met each other, but a 2-month relationship, that's very soon. And I just don't know if I would be one of those people that would do that. Now, granted, Sheree and Martell could have been seeing each other months prior to that, which 2 months, that could have been just them being official. But I still think that's a little soon. And also, I know that Melody did I think she did an interview with TMZ, and she was saying that she found out when the rest of the world found out about him and Sheree. I was like, damn, now that's fucked up. You didn't tell the mother of your 4 kids. Oh God, and then that other dingbat baby, she is gonna lose her shit. That little girl's gonna lose her mind. I already think she's losing it, but she's really gonna lose her mind. So I was like, ugh, yikes. So yeah, they've been together for 2 months now. Child, what really threw me was when Sheree sat there and said to that man that Martell is helping her with her clothing line. I was like, Sheree, a lie do not care who tell it. So you sitting here telling me that Martell, a man that every season that we've saw him since his divorce from Mel, is wearing too little clothing that look like he's borrowed clothes from someone else because those clothes are too tight. So you mean to tell me that man is the same man that's helping you with your clothing line? Okay, I guess. And then you're also telling me that the man, like, that one, I think that's what it's called, INS wine. I went to his website the other day to see where you can find INS wine. You can't. You can't. Then, he has his calendar. He has a lot of stuff. But you're also telling me that the man that has not gotten his builder's license is helping you with your clothing line. Okay, girl. Again, a lie, don't care who tell it, but okay. Okay, Sheree. Okay. Okay. Once again, okay. So then I saw, I think this was earlier, where I saw that he had spoken out and he's saying that Sheree is not his type. Girl, your picker is really off. Your picker is off. But let's take what Martell, if you know, let's take that with a grain of salt because we know that Martell is a liar, right? Because didn't Martell tell Melody that he was done with Dolphin Mouth, but he wasn't done with her? So in this instance, I'm going to choose to believe Sheree. But girl, you gonna go out bad behind Martell. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, that means that he's gonna be on Loving, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she's gonna be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, I don't think she'll be on Love. I know for a fact she won't be on Love and Marriage Huntsville because I don't know if they're still currently filming. Because you guys know we're getting the back half of the season in September, and that was around the time that they had the big fight. So I don't necessarily believe that they'll be filming that. I don't think she'll be a part of that part of filming. And then also with filming, I wonder, like with Bravo and OWN, Bravo is under NBC Universal and OWN is under Discovery. So I wonder if I don't think they're gonna. I don't. I wonder if they have if they have a clause in their contracts to where they can't film. But we know that Carlos is going. I mean, Carlos and Andy, both two messy people, so they're gonna be chomping at the bits to do whatever they. If they feel like this is good enough footage, they're gonna figure out a way to make it happen. So that's it. Let me know what y'all think about Sheree and Martell. I just, like I said last week, if Sheree is having fun, fine, dandy, but is Martell the type to settle down with? Now, I do want to say this. I'm not beating up on Martell, right? I'm not beating Martell up, but I don't think that in this short amount of time since his divorce from Melody and his relationship with Dolphin Mouth, I don't think that Martell has had enough time to reflect, to grow, and to better himself. That's all I'm saying. You guys can let me know if you feel the same way. If you do, let's discuss it in the comments below. And if you don't, express yourself. I'm here. I want to hear your thoughts on Sheree and Martell. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. All right, you guys. So next thing to talk about is my girl Beyonce, you guys. So Renaissance. Renaissance is getting ready to come out. I am excited for Renaissance. I actually just got my email about Renaissance today and my package because if you guys didn't know, for my Instagram, I purchased the box that she has. So it is when I looked at my shipping label, when I looked at my tracking number, my label hadn't been made yet. So it's coming, you guys. It's coming. Renaissance is coming. Renaissance is coming. So before it comes, let's talk about the fact that the album leaked. The album leaked. I think over in France they already, because you guys know that there's a CD, and in that box there is a CD. So it leaked, and I was on Twitter, and I saw people talking about, Renaissance is leaked. I was like, ain't that about a bitch? Like, these people put in their hard work. Like, when it comes to like TV shows, movies, anything that a person puts their everything into, and then some inconsiderate asshat comes and just says, oh, well, you know what? I don't want to wait for it, so leak this shit. That's disrespectful to the artist, to everybody involved. That is so disrespectful. And if I see it on my timeline, Beliz bitch, you're blocked. Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, she put in her hard work. into that album, and I am absolutely ready for that album. Oh my God, you guys, I'm ready for Renaissance. Okay, Beyonce. So yeah, girlfriend. Just go ahead and drop the tour dates. Oh, you bit. Oh, bit. Bit, bit, bit. You taking my money, girl. I've already bought the box. Then I'm finna buy the album. Now I'm finna pay for the tour. Go ahead and just give me the tour. Go on ahead and just tell me when the tour is. Tell me when you're coming to Dallas or Houston. I really don't want to. I don't want to drive to Houston. I don't want to do it, but I will. I have no problem with it. Come to Dallas. Please come to Dallas. Go to the AAC. Girl, book the AAC. Don't go to Grand Prairie. Don't go to Arlington. Please don't. Oh my God, girl. Please don't do that. Girl. Please don't go to. Girl, please do not go to Grand Prairie or Arlington. I hate driving over there. So yeah, when you come to Dallas, let's do the AAC, okay? AAC is fine. It's all I gotta do is hop on the train and ride it wait a minute, aren't they doing renovations of the AAC? God damn it. Because the last time I went out there by the AAC, I feel like they were doing some work. Ah, damn. Girl, oh God. Oh. So look like it's probably, so whenever she does come, it's probably going to be Grand Prairie. More than likely, it's going to be the AT&T Stadium out there in Arlington. Okay. We gotta mentally prepare because I know, girl, why? Give me the tour. Give me the tour. But yeah, you guys, I just think it's disrespectful to do that to an artist at all. I think that's just disrespectful to do it to anybody. They put their hard work and their all into it, and you leak it. And then to the people in France that already had it on the shelves, why? Why would you do that? That's stupid. It's not. Now I get that you guys might be a day ahead of us, but you ain't that. It's not it wasn't the 29th. So y'all doing the absolute fucking most. But yeah, you guys. So like I said, the album will be out later, and I'm going to listen to the album. Once I listen to the album, I'm listening to it on my way to work. Then once I get to work, I'm gonna continue to listen to it. I'm gonna let it play like at least 2 times maybe, and then after I listen to it, then I will be like, okay, let's see if I like this. Because I will be honest with you guys, Break My Soul, it took me a minute to grow onto that song, but now I love it. Love it. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, and then after I listen to it, I'll come back to you guys and let you guys know what I think of it, what my favorite songs are, and we'll talk about it. So yeah, you guys, don't well, when you guys see this, the album will already be out, but let's move forward. All right, you guys, next up, let's talk about Nick Cannon. So I guess we can say congratulations to Nick Cannon. He's a father again. One of those new harem of women gave birth to his child. Was it I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. Congratulations to him and to that woman. The issue that I have with Nick Cannon is the fact that Nick Cannon is out here talking about women's hygiene. I'm trying to think of the word he's talking about women's hygiene, right? And I'm like, nigga, you are the last person to talk about any woman's hygiene. Like, what about the women that you've been dipping and dabbing? I mean, like, these women, I literally think that there's something wrong with those women. Like, you can't pay me not to believe that there's something wrong with those women. Like, you ladies are seriously having unprotected sex with Nick Cannon and getting pregnant by him. you guys do know he has underlying health issues, and those things can be passed on to your children. The doorbell doesn't ring, the elevator doesn't ding. Like, it's something wrong with these women. I don't know if it's the fact that they see that could be the thing with some of them. They see dollar signs when they see Nick Cannon, but the man has health issues. Now, I at one point I probably would have understood it. He could have been. I mean, he could have been in, which is still kind of weird. I mean, because he already had Monroe and Moroccan, and then he had the other. But when he keeps making baby after baby. I can see that he was trying to look for maybe, find a potential donor if he gets to that point. I could see that, but at this point, it looked like it's for sport. But back to what I was saying, it's the interesting thing for me with Nick Cannon is the fact that women's, um, you want to talk about women's hygiene, but you, sir, are sticking your dick without a condom in multiple women, and we know that for a fact because and it's all around the same time because they're all pregnant around the exact same time. So you are going from woman to woman to woman. You are talking about their hygiene, but what about the women that you sleeping with? Aren't you messing up their hygiene because you're taking one woman's pH balance and giving it and putting and you have it on you, and then you go into another woman. So aren't you, in a sense, messing up the women's pH balance? Nick Cannon, shut the fuck up. I want Nick Cannon just to please just shut up. Shut it up. Shut it up and just please be quiet. Like, Nick Cannon needs to be studied. That's a study. He needs to be studied because there's just some kind. I don't know what psychology is behind him, and like I get it. The Bible does say, "Be fruitful and multiply," right? But it doesn't say be fruitful and multiply with multiple women. And like I said a few minutes ago, I just wonder what is actually him and the women. They should be studied because there's something wrong with the women as well as him. There's a lot wrong with those women. Like, again, I said a few minutes ago, part of you wants to believe that maybe some of these women see dollar signs when they see Nick Cannon. But then when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, you don't really see dollar signs when it comes to Nick Cannon. Because then, let's just say, God forbid, something were to happen to him, then these women now have to split like his fortune. Like, you got his 2 kids with Mariah. How many kids does Nick Cannon have? Like 8? Girl, let's pause here. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about this bishop. This is the second time that this is the third time. This is the third week that I've talked about religion, church, something like that. So I think that this is out of New York, right? So the bishop was on live, and the church got robbed. And when I saw it, I felt bad, right? I was like, damn. You guys know I said I don't go to church for a multitude of reasons, and I still stick by that. So then I saw that, I was like, damn, that's really fucked up. That like you can't even, like we've been saying, you can't, like, where can you go and feel safe these days? So I was like, damn, they really went into the church and robbed the church. I'm like, how random is that you go rob a church? Even if you think about, and this is before I saw this interview that he did later. But this was my thinking at first. It was like, damn, this is my thinking at first, not now. So my thinking was like, damn, when you go to the church and you take from you're robbing them. You're not getting much because if you think about it, you got the collection plate and the tithes and offering. the most, I mean, even if it's a big church, the most, I mean, you might come out with what, maybe $60, if that, or more. So I was like, how random is it to rob a church? Then I heard, then I heard some stuff about, I was like, okay, so this is a flashy and then I saw this interview and I looked at him in this interview that he was doing and I was like, oh, he is a little flashy. And that's that's like what we talked about last week when it comes to like TD Jakes, them, these mega churches. Like, I just don't understand how a person can be preaching the word of God to you from behind the pulpit and you living in poverty, you are under, you're living in poverty, you're probably living paycheck to paycheck, you are barely making it, and then your pastor is someone that is extravagant, flashy, got all the designer clothes, got new cars, got a big house. How can you preach to people about God and they are, again, barely making it in their own personal lives? I just don't get that. That makes no sense to me. That's, again, one of the reasons why I don't do mega churches. I just don't understand how that can happen. It makes no sense to me. So I know some people were questioning if he was behind, if this was basically like a setup, right? Do I think it was a setup? I don't know. That's not my place. That ain't for me to judge. That is between him and God and the police, if they feel like it was a setup. But it is real when you think about it, though, like I just said a few minutes ago. Now, unless this is a mega church, who goes into a church and robs a church? And the man is on live. Now, I know they probably didn't expect for him to be on live, but who the hell goes into a church and robs it? Like I just said, you ain't getting much out of a church. It is a church. What are you, and again, if it's a mega church, even then, I don't think you're going to get much from them. Well, you could. And that goes again to what I just said a few minutes ago about the pastors living better than their parishioners. I just don't agree with that. It just, for me, that don't sit right in my spirit. If you live a better lifestyle than your parishioners. Now, when I was going to church, my pastors never lived better than we did. My pastors were equal people, just like they were just regular people, just like me. Like my last church that I went to, my pastor, he was a car salesman. The one before that I was baptized, I don't know what he did, because I was a little boy when I was a little kid, and he died when I was very young, so I don't remember what he did. But my last one, I know he's a car salesman. So he didn't live. So he didn't. Even if he did live better than what we were, he worked. He had a job. He had a 9 to 5, and then he came to church on Sundays. He wanted somebody who lived off of his parishioners. So after that, the interview that this bishop had. So he did this interview with this lady, and I don't know who the guy was that he was doing the interview with. But when I say the interview that he did, he was completely rude and disrespectful as hell. The woman. So he's upset at them because he said that they were on live and that they were laughing and, saying that, he faked this, that this wasn't real. And I didn't see the live, so I can't tell you guys if that's what happened or not. But what I can tell you, what happened in this live was he kept calling, he called that woman Biggie. He said, "You're not Biggie Smalls, Biggie." I was like, what? Then he called her a blimp. I was like, a blimp? He called her, that's all he could talk about was how fat, quote unquote, how fat she is. I'm like, she doesn't look fat to me. She looks like she's probably a shorter woman, but when you look at her, I'm like, sir, the only thing that I can tell you from looking at this woman is she is top heavy. She got big breasts. But he called her a blimp more than once. Called that woman a blimp more than once. Called her Biggie. That was all he could say. That's all he could say was talk about her weight. I'm like, sir, that's another reason why I just don't like. We talked about Kim Burrell last week, right? We literally just talked about Kim Burrell when she insulted that entire church. And I want to preface this by saying I know not all pastors, bishops, whatever you want to call them. I know not all of them. I know not every church person is a raging hypocrite. I know that they're not all contradictions. I do know that, right? I know that there are some good people out there. But you got your bad apples out there that will just, and it's just like with anything. You have people who make an experience so bad that you never want to experience that situation again. So that's what it is for me with church. But this man was just as equally nasty as Kim Burrell's ass was. Just as nasty. Calling that woman Biggie. Okay, she's a big woman. She's a big girl. What's your point? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying? Why? And the thing that was blowing me is, why are you coming at a woman like this? Why are you coming at a woman? It makes no sense. So then after that, the guy that he was talking to, he told, so I guess the guy just came out as gay. I don't know. I don't know him, but he said, you said you was the F word. I was like, oh. He said, see, he just said it. He said, yeah, I said it. And he stood, I was like, so you gonna stand in it? I'm going to pray that nobody in your congregation is gay or fat. Because if they are, you're judging, you obviously got to be judging them because of the things you said to this man and this woman. Like, even if they believed that you were lying, the response that you gave to them was unwarranted. Completely unwarranted and completely disrespectful to both of them. Honestly, I would have ended that live I would have told him, you know what? You can hop off my live. And then the thing that threw me was, now mind you, when it first started, from where I saw it, he was going off on them, right? They tried to chime in. He's like, let me finish. They were like, okay, you have it. So he finished. The lady then tried to say something. When she said something, he cut her off. That's when he started calling her Biggie and a blimp. And then the guy, he tried to say something. Every time they tried to say something, he overtalked them, and he just overtalked their asses and just said whatever he wanted and said the disrespectful shit that he was saying. If anybody goes to that man's church, you got a problem. I can't go to somebody's church who I just feel lives in constant judgment of people. That man lives in judgment of gay people and people that are bigger. It was disgusting to me. Disgusting to me. And here's my thing. Like, you say that there wasn't a setup, right? Shit, it's making me question you, because why are you so irate? I just didn't understand that part, why he was so irate. And it just made like no sense to me to be that upset about something. I get it. Like me, I'm the type of person, and I told you guys, when it comes to me, I don't lie unnecessarily. I'm not going to say I don't lie. I just don't lie unnecessarily. So if a person accuses me of lying, which is recent, it's happened recently with my job, where this lady, she accused me of, she told me, well, my first name is Gerald, by the way, you guys. So she was like, well, Gerald, I told you what happened. I gave you this information. I gave you that. And I told her, no, you didn't. You didn't give it to me, because if you gave it to me, I would have it. I write things down, and then I would have put it in the computer. You didn't give it to me. She said, yes, I did. I said, okay, you know what? I know you didn't give it to me because I have because I repeated the things that she told me back to her. I'm like, you told me da 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 and da 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 da. She said, yeah, I told you that, but I also told you who the other person was, where the car was, where everything, what happened. I said, no, you didn't. She was like, yes, I did. I was like, you know what? Then her husband got on the phone and he wants to start screaming at me, kind of like this man. He wants to scream at me, telling me what, well, yes, she did. And I'm like, but you weren't on the phone, so how can you say what she did? So a week later, because see, when people like him do that kind of stuff to, like when you start screaming at me, you start yelling at me, my mood just changes. Because if I'll come at you and I'm how I am with you guys on the camera. I'm the same way in my real life. But then once you start screaming at me, yelling at me, and telling me that I'm lying, it's just nothing. It's nothing. And they'll say, I'll give you short responses. Okay, I hear you. And it's literally that tone. It's just like, okay, yes, that's correct. Okay, uh huh. Like that's how I am. I don't get to that point. I don't disrespect people. That's not a part of my character to do that. And then, like I was getting ready to say, a week later, the woman, she said, you know what, Gerald, I have to apologize to you because you were right. I didn't give you that information. I was like, I didn't say it out loud, but I was saying to myself, I know I'm right. I knew I was right. And she apologized to me, but I didn't, at that point, I didn't care about her apology because I stopped dealing. I had my, because she noticed it. She's like, she noticed it. She said, you're not as your demeanor has changed. I was like, yes, it has. It definitely has, because you accused me of lying. I'm not a perfect person, but I know if you tell me something, what 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 do I get out of lying about something so stupid? What do I get from it? What do I get from it? Absolutely nothing. So yeah, with him, even if he felt that they were lying on him, just say, you guys accused me of staging that. Like, who would stage something like that? Why would I stage something like that? What benefit would come from that? Instead of him just attacking them. I just didn't agree with him attacking them, calling that woman Big E, calling her a blimp, and calling that man the F word. I just didn't agree with it. It was just so insanely stupid, you guys. But let me know if you guys saw it. Let me know what you guys thought about it, and we will discuss it in the comment section below, you guys. So let's go ahead and move over to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is this pink sauce. Ugh, this pink sauce, you guys. So I'm gonna pray that nobody that follows me, watches my channel. I'm gonna pray that y'all didn't buy that shit. I am going to pray that y'all didn't buy that. First of all, when I saw it, I saw that woman eating. It was on a chicken strip. I was like, girl, what the hell is that? Because as pink as it was and as thick as it was, it literally looked like Pepto-Bismol. I was like, girl, I would be so afraid of that. But I would be like, nah, bitch, you ain't finna give me no Pepto to put on food. Then she doesn't even know what the taste is. I was like, oh, not I, said the pussycat. Absolutely not. So pink sauce, it has hit the mark. Well, I don't know if we can say hit. Well, she is selling the stuff. I think she should stop selling it, because I did notice, like, so she started packaging it, right? And her packaging is awful. So on it, it said it has 444 servings, which that's wrong. I think they said it's 33 servings. Then they asked, can it be refrigerated? She doesn't know that answer. Then on the packaging, it had something else. There was something else on that packaging that was misleading. I forgot what it was. I know it was the servings. if you can refrigerate it or not. It's a lot wrong with that packaging. It was a lot wrong with it on the label on it. It was something wrong. It was wrong with the label, and I'm just like, so. Then the other thing that throws me is, like I said a few minutes ago, if you looked at her the one video, like I said, it looked like Pepto Bismol, right? Then the next scene, then not the next scene, then the next time I saw it, where she had shipped it to someone and they were using it, it literally looked like that pink oil sheen, that pink stuff that you put in your hair. I was like, these are two different color pinks. You got dark pink and you got light pink. And then when she shipped it, like I know one person that I saw, they said, hell no, nah, we ain't eating this shit, because she sent it in a Ziploc bag. I was like, oh hell no. A Ziploc bag, girl. So you couldn't no ma'am. You couldn't afford some dry ice. I mean, absolutely not. Like that probably, like, as hot as it's been this summer and let's just say July, as hot as it's been this July, you gonna send me something that you don't know if it should be refrigerated or not. Absolutely not. Pink sauce wouldn't be for me, because then when I heard what was in the pink sauce, I'm like, I'm like, it doesn't sound bad, but I'm not about to buy this. I'm not about to buy something that I don't know the first thing about. And you can't tell me what the taste is. It's going to be a no for me. I'm going to stick with what I'm used to, and that is ketchup. I'm going to stick with my ketchup. And we just going to rock and roll. But pink sauce is a no. I really hope that none of y'all bought pink sauce. And well, you know what? I'm hoping pray you didn't. But if you did, let me know. If you bought it, let me know what does it. Since she can't say what it tastes like, what does it taste like, you guys? Like, is it sweet? Is it tangy? Because honestly, to me, it looks like, I know she said there's dragon fruit in it, but to me, it really looks like, well, the pink sauce that I saw her dip her chicken strip into, that looked like Pepto Bismol. Then the light pink stuff, it looks like it's ranch dressing mixed with some light colored food coloring. So let me know if you bought it. Again, I'm hoping that you didn't, because of the way she shipped it. It's just the reason why I said I hope that you didn't buy it, just because of how she shipped it. I am not about to buy something that you send to me that is shipped to me in a Ziploc bag. Like, maybe people, I mean, why didn't she, I mean, well, hell, the recipe is out there now, because I was watching Inside Edition and I saw where they told what was what was in it. Why not just say, hey sis, can you give me the recipe so that way I can make it? Because the minute I would have saw a Ziploc bag come in the mail, I'm like, huh? A Ziploc bag? Oh, no. We don't do that. We're not doing that over here. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, if you guys did buy pink sauce, what does it taste like? Is it sour? Is it tangy? Is it sweet? What is it? Let me know in the comment section below if you bought it. And we're gonna move forward, guys. All right, you guys. So the next story that I want to talk about, it's gonna be pretty short. R. Kelly, you guys. That man is interesting and weird. So you guys, we all know the situation with R. Kelly. We all know that R. Kelly is going to jail for the rest of his life, right? Because I've already talked about it. So the interesting thing with R. Kelly is this fool is now trying to blame his ex-wife, Drea, for the shit that he has done. Now, I will say though, you guys, I think I told you guys when we reviewed Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta last season, that Drea Kelly is not someone that I am too fond of. I've never really been I've never been a fan of Dria's. I don't dislike Drea. I'm just not a fan of Drea. But the I can take out the fact that I'm not a fan of the woman and be like, R. Kelly. That woman did, like, how long were they? I forget. Because they were married for, they were married for a long time before anybody even knew that they were married. I'm not going to sit here and say that I can't even muster up the words to say that that woman is the reason he did what he did. I can't say that. The only thing that I have an issue with Drea and a lot of other people is the fact that people knew what he was doing and they never people knew what R. Kelly was doing and nobody said anything to the motherfucker. That's just the thing that baffles me and bothers me, is the fact that nobody said anything to the asshole. Because I'm thinking to myself, if I was in certain people's shoes, I come from not having any money, and I get with or get around a person as influential as R. Kelly was, and money is being thrown at me. Even, let's just say, and I'm not saying that this is what happened with Drea or anybody else. I'm just saying hypothetically. This is me speaking hypothetically. If you throw quote unquote hush money at, well, I don't know why I said quote. If you throw hush money at me, like, I'm trying to say this in a, I'm gonna say this. So again, this is all hypothetical, you guys. Everything. This is a hypothetical situation. So let's just say that I am, I'm around somebody and they are abusing women physically, mentally, emotionally, and they're also abusing. Now they're also abusing young children, women, young girls, and young boys. So I'm privy to that, and then the person, and I'm like, and I tell the person like, yo, I got an issue, like, you got a problem. If I can't even, you got a problem, like, you got to stop that, like, that can't keep going on, like, I'm gonna go to the cops on you about that. And then they come to me and say, oh no, JB, we good, man, like, slide you some money, like, we good, like, we good. And you open your hand and you're like, oh shit, you paying me? Are you trying to pay me to keep quiet, right? I don't care how much money it is. I just don't understand how anybody can sit there and do that and just be okay with that. That it just doesn't sit, for me. It would not sit right in my spirit. It really wouldn't. It would haunt me, because it would haunt me to know that this fool paid me because you are abusing a child. I'd be like, nah, we ain't. No, 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 no. Like, I really, no, no. My conscience and I would go to the cops and tell the cops, like, hey, I saw something. Tell the cops what I saw and tell the cops what happened. That is me, because I just wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Not I, set the cap. Also, you guys, so you guys know that he's denying doing anything with young boys. Do I believe that? Absolutely. Come on, sir. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. But yeah. What I don't believe is that Drea is the reason that you did what you did. You were abused as a child, and it was a cycle that was repeated. So as much as he is, a predator, he's also a victim as well, because it happened to him. So all he did was repeated the cycle with other people. But that's it, you guys. I don't really got much else for Robert. You going to prison, buddy. And that's it. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward and talk about the last story. All right, you guys. So the last story is this damn fight that happened at Disney World. So I think I was on Instagram when I saw that, and I was like, "What?" And I mean, they were fighting each other, kind of like what happened on that car. Was it a Carnival cruise, you guys? When them people was fighting in the club because their partners had sex with each. Like, why are y'all like? Y'all are fighting at the weirdest places these days, like a whole ass fight at Disney World, and it's because of somebody getting out of line and their families standing in line, and they just came back and they pushed the girl because I think she went to go check her phone or something like that. It's like, so that's what we doing now. We just fighting people for the dumbest shit. Like, if her people standing in line and she comes back, what you pushing her for? Like, me and my family, when we go places, we do that. Like, hey, stand here. I'll be right back. My best friend, like my best friend and I, we used to go Black Friday shopping with each other. That is what we would do. We would stand. We would get our place in line. We would sit there. Now, if she wanted to go to the bathroom, I would be like, okay, go to the bathroom. I got our spot, and she comes back. Nobody ever said anything to us because the people behind us, they saw us come up there together, and they know she went to the bathroom or she had to go to the car or whatever. Nobody ever just pushed us and fought with us. The fuck? It's stupid because you're all going to the same place, and this is after they got in. Child, when I saw the fight, I was like, and it had to be our cousins. Like, come on now, y'all look stupid. Y'all fighting in front of the babies, but you know what? I can't even talk because have I told y'all that story? No, I have not. So, short story. My aunt, when I was like, actually, it was when I was 18. One of my aunts on my maternal mother's side, she had a birthday party, right? And it was in the park. Child, I don't know what happened, but all I heard at one point was screaming. I turned and looked. My cousins were fighting in the park. I was like, oh hell. I was like, you know what? This is my point to exit. I mean, they were arguing, screaming, and pushing, kind of like those people was at Disney World. I was like, you know what, God? I'm gonna go home. And I did go home. My mom, when I got home, my mom was like, I thought you were going to your auntie's party. I was like, I did. So, it's over now? I said, it ain't over. But they started fighting. And I said, you know what? I don't want to be a part of that. She started laughing. She's like, yep, that's kind of how they are. They will fight each other. I was like, really? Really? Thanks for warning me. Never been back to another family fun. They've invited me to family reunions, and I'm like, absolutely not. I will not be coming to a family reunion with you people. You people fight. Y'all like to fight each other. I'm not that person. I don't have an issue. I don't do that. Not at 33. But hey, you guys, that is all we got for this week. Let me know what you guys thought about all the topics that we've discussed this week. We do this every single Friday, same time, same place, same channel. And I am your host. All right, you guys. So until the next time, you guys, I want you guys to stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys later. And I'll definitely see you guys later because we have a lot of shows to discuss on Friday. Well, today. We got a lot of shows to discuss. So, Bell Collective, that episode 1 of Bell Collective is already up. So, I'm going to watch Bell Collective. I'm going to watch Bell Collective later. So, you guys might see Bell Collective up around the... Whenever I watch it, I'm probably going to pre-record Bell Collective and have Bell Collective not really... I'm not going to do a premiere, but I'm going to have it post around right after Bell Collective goes off. Bell Collective is back. Ready to Love is back. Love After Lockup is back. Love After Lockup is back, you guys. And then also I'm adding a new show, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin on HBO Max. And I'll see you guys later. And then also, you guys, Married at First Sight. I am watching Married at First Sight. I might put Married at First Sight up before I put up Bell Collective. I don't know. I haven't finished Married at First Sight, you guys. But that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys for all of that. And also, guys, I will see you for Love and Marriage GC Reunion Part 2. I'm going to come back to you guys and let you guys know what I think about Beyonce's album once I listen to it. All right? All right.